every people of all time. Welcome to the internet and this little snippet of a window that is called real life. Not big surprise, I'm doing errands on a motorcycle. Slightly less big surprise, I'm not actually getting groceries this time. I'm going to a few different places. In fact, I've already driven a few places, but guess what? It was not a motorcycle that I was driving. It was in my Jeep. That is a big surprise. I have the Jeep back and it's working. 99.9%. It can kill germs. I say 0.9 because there's always something wrong. It's the Jeep is just too custom. There's a light. One of my pods needs to be replaced. I think it's one of those little cubes. I think it needs to be replaced, which is warranted, so it's not a big deal. Other than that, it's 100%, bro. It has been pretty cool to have a vehicle that isn't a motorcycle, and man, that thing is awesome. I think a good description of it. Whoa. No. You amend your driving. I'm not going to amend mine for you. All right, let's do that. It's wet out. If you didn't know, I didn't know. I had no idea. Wetness makes it more slippery. All right. Right. You need a key to do anything on this bike. You can't open this luggage while the bike is on because you need the ignition key to open it. Hello. Need to drop this off. Thank you. Yes, sir. Let's get the balls out of here. Do this and this. And this thing's just been sitting under a bike cover, but the bike covers I've been using for my motorcycles don't seem to do jackety squat because this bike is dusty and wet. It's like a horny old lady, but she's a lady. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the highway, so I apologize for the inevitable noise. Okay, I can say cut across all the way like a schmuck. Here we go. Whoa! Watch your ass. How do I say this? It's not his fault. He had no idea that I was going to come across like that, so I'm not mad. It's so humid out. What is it? 50 degrees, but it feels like 65 because it's just so wet. Well, you know, I wasn't going to talk about this, but freaking I might as well. I'm just going to address it. 100%. I am going to sell this motorcycle. Why? It's so brand new. Yeah, it's pretty darn brand new. How many miles does it have on it? There's the dust. It has 810. I read that as 81. It has 810 miles. I'm going to sell this thing as soon as I can. Why? I don't want to pay for it. That's number one. I don't want to make payments ever again. I hate them. That's number one. Number two, I don't need it. I said that as soon as I bought it. I was like, I don't need this. I said it in the first video with it. I was like, I don't need this. But like many things, I like it. Now, all you whippersnappers and everybody alike who's ever made payments, you know that like once you agree to make payments on something, it's ultimately going to cost more than it would have been to pay for it outright. I've already made that agreement, which means I'm going to lose a lot of money on this bike, or lose money, let's put it that way. I'm going to lose money on the bike regardless of when I sell it. The worst time to sell something after agreeing to payments is immediately after you've gotten it, because you've gotten no use of it. So it's like agreeing to pay the companies more money. So yeah, they win. They freaking win. Yeah, it would have been better to use this longer term, but I decided something very specifically. I might amend this statement, but it's a life philosophy I'm working on, among others, and that is, do you want excitement or do you want peace? And I was like, I'm at the age now where I want peace. And what I mean by that is, would you rather, I don't know, simply put, have more motorcycles, more stuff, and more bills? Or would you rather have fewer things and fewer bills and less things to worry about ultimately? I'll tell you what, 6 years ago, absolutely I want excitement. But now that I'm so old, and regrettably I haven't found any gray hairs, but I'm looking for them. Now that I'm so old, I just want peace. I'll tell you what, if I could just trade my stuff for fewer things that are more useful, and I just have those one or two things that just do everything, and I'm just done, and I don't do crazy stuff or buy crazy things, I would be happier if I had the option to snap my fingers and switch my lifestyle. Changing your lifestyle takes a lot of time and effort, and I've been making a lot of changes, and this is one I've had in mind for months now. And I have goals for myself, and one of them is like, I don't want to make payments anymore by a certain deadline, and this bike is a payment. And I was like, well, I already got it, and it would be best to just use the darn thing, but I have goals, and ultimately this is the kicker. What's more important for me is peace. So this bike is too crazy. No, that's just the decision I made, and I'm acting on it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going back to the freaking dealership that I bought it from to make them go aghast and say, hey, do you guys want to buy this motorcycle back? And I'm sure they'll say yes, and I'm certain that it'll be way less than, you know, freaking what it's worth, and less than what it would take for me to get a net return on this bike, I'm gonna lose money on the bike if I sell it, regardless of who I sell it to. That's just how it is because of payment. So, but that is the price of peace, apparently. Geez, I'd be thrilled if I had one amazing car and one amazing motorcycle. Done. If I could do that, I would. I don't like selling vehicles privately, like listing them myself, because frankly, I'll get contacted by a lot of people who have no intention of buying it and will inevitably waste my time, which is honestly frustrating if you're trying to sell a vehicle and you can't sell it because people are messaging you on false pretenses. So that's a negative. Anyway, so I'm entertaining the easy, simple options first. I'm pretty thorough when it comes to selling stuff. I'm diligent with checking my options, and then I'm patient with my time. That is to say, like when I sold the Mustang, I waited, I think 6 months to sell it, or I was in the process of selling it over the course of 6 months. I checked who wanted it, I listed it, I had the car listed for sale, and then over the course of 6 months, I lowered the price continually. And I had the numbers X and Y in my head, so I'm acting on, I don't know, good decisions, I think. So when I eventually did sell it, I was totally fine with it, which is something, because that was such an amazing car. That was my favorite vehicle, like four-wheel vehicle I ever owned. GT350R, my favorite vehicle, not counting a motorcycle, hands down, that I've ever owned. And how do I feel without it? Absolutely indifferent. I have noticed no difference in my life without it. And at the end of the day, I know that my stuff is just that. It's just stuff. I'm going pretty fast. I mean, that's how fast I was going. I was trying to get around it, but let me just go over here and slow down. This bike, this bike should not be being pushed to 90. This thing should slow down. This isn't supposed to go that fast. But yeah, 6 years ago when I started buying stuff, I felt differently than I do now. Now I'm happier with. First of all, I'm not attached to my stuff anymore. I just don't care about stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm holy, because I love my stuff that I have, and I like money. Money is darn useful. Money, possession, stuff, it makes life easier, but it doesn't make life better. I think that's a good way of putting it. That's my experience. You can have your own experience. I wish everybody could have. I mean, I haven't had everything in the world, but I've had a lot of stuff, man. I've been blessed with many much things. And my wish is that everybody, I don't think I'm the first person to say this, but my wish is that everybody could have everything that they want so they can find out what it is that they actually want. Because if you got everything that you wanted, then you'd realize for sure, then you'd know what it is you actually want, because there's a lot of things that you think that you want. Anyway, superficial stuff. Oh no, it's open. Oh. If you want to ask about the motorcycle, best place to do that is email. My business email is on my YouTube channel. Is this the right exit? It was not, but that's okay. We can still get there this way. Whee! Whee! I love the bumps on this thing. The suspension's so cozy. It's got a big hankering for mac and cheese. I want mac and cheese so bad! Alright, anyway, if you're interested in the motorcycle, send me an email. If you're curious, this bike sells for $7,700 brand new. This bike is almost brand new, but it has been broken in, which is an advantage to some people. And it's got some nice things on it, like it's got the painted silver trim, professionally painted, not like spray painted. And a couple other things, just blacked out basically. That's the wrong turn because I forgot what road I was on. But yeah, I can't sell it for the price of a new motorcycle, but I mean, it's very good. Anyways, I don't know, like, if you're interested, let me know. I have people say stuff like, when I sell a vehicle, they go, you should just sell it to your fans and pay a lot. And I go, there's a lot of problems with that. Number one, I'm not special, so my vehicles aren't special. And then even if they were, I don't deserve, and I wouldn't do that to people. I wouldn't go, oh, my ass cheeks have rubbed all over this. You want these sweet cheeks? The oil of my cheeks? I don't know how to say it to where it's gross but not too gross. Then you gotta pay up. Like, I've never done that. I don't want to do that. Like, geez, it's just stuff. So I'll get what's fair. To play the advocate to my own argument, I will say inversely, I've seen Van Helsing, I believe it was Van Helsing's R8. He had a custom supercharged V8 R8. That's the wrong way. And that thing was marked up, and I was like, yeah, freaking Van Helsing, he's special, his car is special, I get it, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to pay extra for it, but if I was a fan of Van Helsing, I'd be like, yeah, man, I'll give you all the monies. But the truth is, I'm not a big fan of Walterific, so that's fair, that's not hypocritical. I'm not a big fan of Walterific. I wouldn't pay extra for a vehicle of mine. I'm so hungry. Can we go home, please? I'm hungry and my back hurts, and I want mac and cheese. Would have been really cool to ride this to Colorado, but I thought it through thoroughly, and more important to me than excitement and things like that is peace. That's what I want.
Peace is expensive to buy.
Yeah, I just thought of a movie quote. I'm going to stick that in there. It kind of relates to what I just said. You know, ironically, as I get here to the store, I'm going to see other motorcycles and inadvertently tempt myself with other things that I shouldn't buy, that I want, that I don't need, that I could totally get just because, but I shouldn't. Life is hard. I can remember a time, like, shoot, when my first bike got, like, laid over, I was heartbroken. And then when I sold it, man, that was tough. Actually, I think that I did a video about that. The video might still be on my YouTube channel. It was like me crying in the rain as I sold my first motorcycle. I'm not quite that way anymore. I'm gonna let you look at my bike really quick. It's really dirty, but... All right, the bike is stock, except it has added dust, lots of dust. The things I'm leaving on it are the back plate and the side plates are painted black because it looks much better. I added black spokes. These are just plastic sleeves that go on the silver spokes to make it more pretty. I cut off the 650 and stuck that on there because I am the most humble person. I blacked out something, but nothing like permanent. Nothing is like really changed. Mechanically, it's exactly the same. I stuck on this foam mount, which I may or may not take with me. I'm keeping this tank bag. Sorry, I think I can stick that on my Super Duke, and I would be very happy with that. Blacked out, that might be it. But yeah, I'll leave the net on here because it's just badass and it doesn't cost me much and it's just cool. Anyway, that's it, man. I don't know when I'm going to sell it. I'll sell it as soon as I can. But let me go inside and do diplomacy. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Hope you find peace. And I'll see you later. Bye.